Hi everybody, my name is Alvin Zeidenfeld and I go by Al Smizzle on DraftKings, where I am one of the DraftKings pros on the DraftKings pros team. I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about the difference between season-long fantasy and daily fantasy, and they're similar, but they're yet a little bit different. Season-long fantasy, I'm worried about the draft. I'm worried about how the ebbs and flows of a season go along. You have a bench, you're dealing with the fact that you're going to take some players and stash them because they'll be worth more to you in weeks 7 through 14 than they are in weeks 1 through 6. You're taking a lot of different strategies as you see the season kind of move along. The guy may not be seeing as many snaps in week 1 through 3, but you know that over the course of the season they're going to go and bench the older guys, and the younger guys are going to see more snaps. If you're taking somebody from a losing team, you're worried about trades. You have to worry about these players on other teams in my division if you're playing head-to-head. In NFL DFS, you really don't have to worry about all of that. It's more like a salary cap challenge for anybody who's played leagues like that, where you get in and you have a salary cap to choose from, and the players are designated salaries, and you have to fit the starting players, a quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, and a defense under the salary cap. And to do so, you kind of have to piece the puzzle together. Everybody has access to the same salaries. Everybody has the exact same salary cap. And then it's just about how are you going to put the puzzle together. And to me, that's a lot of the fun in daily fantasy. Just like the draft is the most fun part of season long. Nobody just likes sitting there and grinding out an entire season. It's all about the draft. You get there on draft day, all your friends are in the room, and you're talking trash to one another, and you get to do that. Well, it's a little bit different for daily. The fun is in building your lineups. The fun is in how am I going to put the puzzle together for this week, and then over the course of the weekend as the games go on, that's when kind of the trash talk starts. Usually on Twitter, sometimes over the phone or G-Chat if you're really close to some of the guys that you're playing with. They see that you're doing well, and everybody starts rooting for the guys that are doing well that week. It's way more camaraderie. It's less isolating than season long, where you only care about your team and nobody wants to see you win and you want to see them lose. And generally in a tournament, if one of my buddies is winning and I don't have a shot that day or that week for football, that day for NBA or for Major League Baseball or whatever other sport I want to play on DraftKings, everybody ends up rooting for that guy because you could be in that spot tomorrow. So to me, it's a different type of camaraderie. It feels like there's more people rooting for you. Your friends really get behind you and really hope that one of us can win it. Somebody in your group of friends can take down a big tournament on that day. And I've been lucky enough to see some of my friends win some big tournaments over the course of the last few months. And it's been a lot of fun. Sometimes I'm there live when it happens. Sometimes I'm just giving them a call on the phone, or we talk about what they did to put their roster together that day. But the fact that you can draft a new team tomorrow, you do poorly this week in NFL, next week you draft an entirely different roster with entirely new salaries, and you don't have to worry about things like, well, I drafted a running back really high and then he got injured or suspended and now my whole season is done and I have to wait till next year to play again. It's not like that in daily fantasy. If you have an injury, you have a week where you don't come out on top, you just come back next week and you go after it again and you try and win. So to me, I like the repeatable aspect of it. It's actually kind of zen. You're just in that moment trying to win that one week, and it makes it a lot of fun where you're just focused on exactly what you're doing right now. You're right there in the now instead of, how can I stash this guy on my bench in case this other running back gets injured, or I have running back A and running back B is his handcuff. I don't care about that. Does this salary make sense? Does this matchup make sense? Does this guy today look like he's going to put me in a position to make me money this weekend in daily fantasy? And to me, that's the biggest difference between daily fantasy and season long. I guess that's it for this little video for Poker News, and I am Al Zeidenfeld from the DraftKings Pros, and we'll see you guys at the King of the Beach in December.